What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, D&O commentary. We have Nesh 1417 versus Dratwa 1399. Very similar ratings, and about 80 points between them. We got Satellarknights versus Burning Abyss. I'm kind of surprised that when he detached that Farfa, he actually ended up killing the Deneb. Unless he knows something that I don't. I guess he could have like Mind Crush or something. But generally, you just banish the Deneb because then the Altair is kind of useless. So he does have a breakthrough skill set down here, I assume, because he took the breakthrough skill with that duality that's in his graveyard. Nesh went Sir, and he normal summoned Farfa after that. Looks like he's going to set a couple of cards. I mean, you know you can't get Fire Lake, so... Okay, what now? The Dante just attacked the Deneb, but he does have Altair in his hand, so I mean maybe he has something like Mind Crush where he can just Mind Crush the Deneb or Mind Crush the Altair, not have to worry about it. Now I don't know if Dratwa is playing the Star Seraphs, but we'll have to wait and see. Nesh is obviously going for the title of slowest dueler ever. I mean, he ain't even playing Necros either. That's the funny thing. I mean, I expect people to play this slow when Necros are involved, but no Necros, no explanation for going this slow. I mean, he might be thinking, should I go into Downer Magician? I probably would have, to make sure that the Dante goes off without a hitch. So he does have Mind Crush. He calls Altair. I hope you don't get hit with Call of the Haunted. Now, let's see if maybe he has a Rhoda or some other way to try and recuperate. That may have been the reason why, actually that is the reason why he attacked the Deneb instead of just banishing it, because he had Mind Crush. I brought that up earlier in the video. I was like, the only reason that you would want your opponent to have the Altair in hand, or you'd want the Deneb dead, is if you had Mind Crush, and pretty much that's it. Because any other thing, like, they could just use, like, you never know. Your opponent could have, like, Nova Set or something like that. So, looks like Mind Crush is resolved. That should go to the graveyard. And the question will be, does he have a way of getting Altair back, like a Soul Charge, or... Oh, okay, well, he has Rhoda, so same thing. All he'll do is probably Rhoda for another Altair. And he does. Now, at this point, he can clearly just get his Deneb back. I would probably go for Castel. I know you would get Sir back, but I don't even care about that shit. I just want to get rid of Dante. Because then you have to work to kill, what's it called? Okay, so Vanities is played. He targeted Deneb, by the way. Looks like he's going to activate Alpha. He'll draw a card, and he'll obviously get Deneb, be able to activate Deneb's effect. Now, if that face down is breakthrough skill like I think it is, he's not getting any value out of it right now. Gets the third Altair. And he was kind of forced to using that, what's it called? He was kind of forced into using that. I would have done the same thing. Interesting to see Burning Abyss not set anything in the back row. One of the reasons Book of Moon will never go out of style is because Burning Abyss is a deck. Alright, so he's going to activate Dante's effect. Has 2 Lubics and a Crush card. Is that Crush card? I believe so. Yep, Crush card virus. That's the alternate art. Actually, I've never seen that one in real life. But I would want it, though. Just because it's different. Alright, so he's going to activate Libic and Sir. Okay. Summon Skarm and Farfa. Once again, what a Book of Moon could do right now. You just flip that Dante face down and blow both of those motherfuckers up. Alright, so Skarm was summoned by Libic. Farfa was summoned by Sir. Oh, okay, so there's that Book of Moon. Okay, so Farfa's blown up. Deneb can get banished if... Alright, so he is going to banish it. And what now? Looks like he's just going to attack for that 1,000. Oh no, excuse me, 2,500. I think I would have, what's it called? I would have booked the Dante, but that's just me. Alright, back comes, Deneb. Now the problem is he does have the Altair, but I think all he has in his graveyard is nothing but Altairs. Wonder if anybody else has any comments on that book. Nope. He's still sitting on that breakthrough skill, which isn't really doing anything. Although, I'm not gonna lie, Ragnar Zero would be pretty big here. You can Ragnar Zero your opponent, you can get a draw out of this card. And you can make it so that they can't Dante. Alright, so it looks like he's gonna summon Unu. Probably dump a Deneb. I mean, he wants some way of getting his Altair's effect off. And right now, he just can't do it. I think Ragnar Zero is the best play here. Because you get to pop this, and you get to attack the Skarm. So, 2 problems, 1 stone. Let's see what he goes into. If for some reason he's not using Ragnar Zero, he's fucking up. So he does go into Ragnar Zero. This was the obvious play. Just because even if your opponent doesn't go neg, you still get extra cards. So the Tellarknight player is still in the driver's seat at this point. So goodbye Downer Magician. Unless he has Effect Veiler, which would be a terrible play because he would just use it during his turn. I'm trying to think of a way that Nesh could stop this. I don't see one. Alright, so he gets the draw. Looks like he's gonna get Sir. And I'd attack. Cause the only thing you can really do is just get a whole bunch of BA. You can get Tour Guide, but why would you get Tour Guide? You know that I would breakthrough skill it. So you're not even gonna search Tour Guide. You're just gonna search a random Burning Abyss monster. But you only get 1 normal summon, so keep that shit in mind. Yeah, there's a 0% chance that, well, I don't want to say 0% chance that Nesh will get Tour Guide, but I think it's highly unlikely that he'll get the Tour Guide. Just because, again, it's common knowledge. It's common knowledge that, I believe it's this set card right here. It's either this one or this one. It's breakthrough skill, so I don't think he'll get Tour Guide, but I mean, maybe he knows something that we don't. I mean, maybe he has like Heavy Storm in his hand, or he's going to draw it. I don't know. That would obviously be awesome for him. Now, the fact that Dratwa currently has the same amount of cards in his back row as Nesh has total is not a good thing. But he will get a draw, and who knows what that'll bring. So he is going to take Tour Guide. Okay. I guess he has no fear of breakthrough skill. Oh, Dark Hole. Oh, well, when you have Dark Hole, yeah, you really don't have to worry about breakthrough skill. Tour Guide will be met with breakthrough skill. I don't understand that play, because now you better really, really hope he doesn't have Call of the Haunted, or you'll super lose. And there's that Call of the Haunted. Now you're going to super lose. Because not only can you not kill Deneb, because it has 1,000 attack, if I'm not mistaken. Dang it. Stop doing that. I don't know if he'll get Trevored. I don't think he'll get Trevored because he probably doesn't want to. No. He'll probably get Trevored. Yeah, I would Trevor him. I don't give a fuck about Tour Guide. Cause all I'm gonna do is make, what's it called? All I'm gonna do is make, Diamond anyway. And I get my Call on a Haunted back. So yeah, I would definitely be looking to Trevor him. Yeah, see, the problem is Nesh can't extend his play now. He committed that Tour Guide for, unless he does something like this. He's gonna have to ram his Tour Guide into Altair. Oh wow, when did this get into the graveyard? I never saw this in the graveyard. This must have got there at some point. He must have milled that. I never saw that in the graveyard. That changes things. So it looks like he's gonna blow up Call of the Haunted. I guess he's trying to minimize the damage from Trevor. I'd still Trevor him. Like, you think I won't Trevor in open field? Like, you are sadly mistaken. I'm pretty sure Dratwa will still Trevor in open field because you still get a card out of their hand. If it's Farfa, then them be the breaks. Now, obviously, Trevor plus Call to Haunted is even better, but just in general. Alright, so he does have that third Altier. You know what? Actually, maybe Daigusto. If you have enough defense, Daigusto Emerald is probably the better play, to be honest, rather than Trevor, because you just get you get a draw phase. I mean, you instantly get a draw a card, and chances are you're going to be able to draw 2 cards. So he'll use Vega, and then obviously Altier will follow up. Okay, get that other Deneb. Yeah, at this point, I mean, you can just do a mess of damage, just do battle phase, potentially get an extra draw with the Daigusto Emerald, which I'm thinking is probably the better play than Trevor. Trevor does give you a card. It does give you the ability to go on the diamond. So, I mean, at this point, you kind of have to weigh your options. Daigusto Emerald gives you an extra draw. You could draw a defensive card and guarantee yourself the win. Trevor takes a card from your opponent, but you could hit a Sir or a Graph, and then that really wouldn't do anything. But Trevor does give you the ability to go into Diamond, so that's also a thing. Even if you hit Farfa from Trevor, it's still technically a plus. So I guess he is going to go for Trevor. Bounce the Altier to his hand. Again, I'm a little partial to Daigusto Emerald in this situation. Because I get Daigusto Emerald, I get the draw one, and I still get 2 monsters on board, which means if I get Alpha Nova, I can still, like, use it. Like, I could still use Alpha Nova and have a draw one. Like, are you kidding? And then potentially draw another card? Now, I'm not sure what happened with Pot of Duality, because you totally special summoned a lot that turn. This may be one turn. Also, Altier should be in your hand, too. There you go. So, he'll probably use Trevor's effect. Actually, with 3 cards, with you having no dark holes, man, I might not even go for Trevor's effect. I might just go straight into Diamond. But I would still be concerned about, you top decking a Regeki and me, like, losing because of that shit. Just because I gave up on my monsters. Although the same could be said about if I had, Castel or whatever. I mean, if I had made Daigusto Emerald. Although technically I could have drawn Alpha Nova from the Daigusto Emerald. And I could have drawn Call of the Haunted. So, I don't know. It's risk versus reward, and there are 2 definite plays there. I actually think that he should have, I think he did the right play by not using Trevor's effect. Outside of Inherent Removal, or I guess Book of Moon, there's pretty much no way for Nest to mount a field. If he tries to special summon, he'll negate 4 times. He has 4 materials he can just keep negating. I'm still shocked that that Nesh summoned that tour guide into the breakthrough skill, which he knew that Dratwa had, because he searched it turn 1 from Duality. And the breakthrough skill had been completely dead in the duel, and he gave him a way to make it live. I am shocked by that. And I am a personal fan of breakthrough skill. I love that card this format. I just don't understand why he would make the card live like that. I was so sure that he was going to search, Rubik or something like that. That's why I say it is 90% certain that he will not search Tour Guide. And then he just went and searched it. I'm just like, wait, what are you doing? Are you just trying to give the game away? But I mean, it was like 5 turns after that. So chances are he could have easily forgotten that his opponent had the breakthrough skill. Nesh is magically turned back into the slowest Burning Abyss player on planet Earth. See, anybody who watches anybody in Japan who's playing in the OCG, be glad you guys don't have Burning Abyss. Otherwise, all your players will play this freaking slow. You guys thought Necros were slow. Like, you ain't seen nothing yet. So he's asking Nesh if he's there. Oh lord, he does have the Regeki. I'm not sure he can do 4,500 damage though. The Regeki was the instant out to the diamond. But again, I don't think he has the, I don't think he can kill him. Alright, you see him special, sir. You may see him just try and go for raw damage here. This is one of the reasons why I'll never stop playing Torrential Tribute. And not in Satellarknights, I'm never gonna stop playing that card, ever. Because people try and go YOLO like this, here's when you just Regeki them. Or no, excuse me, you just Torrential them. So I guess he's going for Dante. He goes 3. I wouldn't be shocked if he does Scarm here. Oh, he hits a breakthrough skill of his own. So Diamond's now useless. Gets Scarm. Tries to attack for 3,300. Shame he doesn't have another card. Mirror Force is burned. I agree with that. I wouldn't take the damage. Fuck that. Like, I know I don't get any advantage or anything, but I'm not taking the damage. Like, so that you can Nightmare Shark me or like Luck Sack me somehow. Like, fuck that. You can have the advantage. You're not gonna out advantage Satellarknights. I'll what's it called? I'll gladly give you the sir. But I'm not taking the damage. No, wait, you special, sir. You can't use it. So he now has a set card. If he has Call of the Haunted, he better use it now while that breakthrough skill isn't technically live, because he did send it to the graveyard this turn, so he can't use it this turn. Both players with a breakthrough skill in graveyard. I wonder if either one of them will actually be used. So he added Sir to his hand, and I wonder what he'll get. Now Dratwa just has to play good defense. Try not to get, I mean, I don't know if he has a counter to the face down, but if he has a counter, he should be in good. Oh, well, there you go. MSC for the Karma Cut. If he has any way of special summoning more than 2 monsters, he'll win. He'll win through just raw battle damage. If he has Vega. Oh, I'm dumb. He has Uno in hand. He already won. Yeah, he has Uno in hand. He'll just attack. That's game. Because he has 2 monsters in hand. All you have to do is attack, and I don't know. Main phase 2 is irrelevant because unless he has does he have another Cerberus in his graveyard? Okay, I'm like, dude, how is he getting all these Cerberuses in the graveyard without anybody noticing? So, game 1 goes to Satellarknights. I think Satellarknights have a huge advantage in this matchup, now anyways, because Tour Guide being limited, it took away a lot of the explosiveness of Burning Abyss, and I don't know, I feel like Burning Abyss doesn't do anything inherently that Satellarknights can't deal with. The fact that Satellarknights run a trap pretty much for everything, I don't know, it makes all their offensive pushes like easily countered. I mean, it's pretty good if you Karma Cut like a Deneb, because you can banish the Denebs in the graveyard, but I don't know, what are the chances of that happening? If I'm Nesh, I'm probably going to bring in, see, I haven't really seen that many people use mirrors in Burning Abyss. Like, I haven't seen it that much. I mean, I'm sure it happens. I just haven't seen it. If I'm Dratwa, Soul Drain is looking really good, because not only was Soul Drain already good against Burning Abyss in general, but now you have Cerberus, so like that's another card Soul Drain would just kill. And then if you run Mathematician, that's another card that Soul Drain would kill too. So I literally could just use Soul Drain and just kill your entire deck, like just stop everything from triggering in the graveyard. It goes without saying, Max C is good against both decks, so I'd like to see both players potentially side in Max C and Flying C. Maybe not C so much. Actually, no, Flying C is really good in Burning Abyss, actually. Because you can Flying C the Talonite player, and then your dude goes to defense mode, so like they can't attack in the Dantes because they all go to defense mode. So like, as long as you play Dante control, like you can keep a Flying C on Tellarknight's field for a very long time. Looks like he's going to open with Mathman. Probably get that Scarm right into the graveyard. Get himself a Tour Guide. Very strong opening. Especially against Satellarknights, because if they have Deneb, then they can't, like, use Battle Phase. Like, you're not going to crash a Deneb into a Mathematician. That's just dumb. Like, you'd rather just wait and see if you can get like a Mirror Force or a Deep Prison or something. I don't know if I would book a Moon. I wouldn't book a Moon to Mathematician. Not in Burning Abyss. Book a Moon is way too valuable. In Burning Abyss, you can, with Book of Moon, you can make motherfuckers blow up their whole field, so. But it's just good for the Burning Abyss player because you have a monster that it kind of, Satellarknights have to attack, you know what I mean, to clear things out a lot of times, at least in their first couple of turns. So you have a monster that is kind of resistant to that. 3 back row. We have no idea what they can be. Alright, looks like he's gonna open with a bunch of set cards. Oh, not that many sets, honestly. Maybe he has a good game plan. Now, I can tell you what a real sick counter would be here. Like a Maxi and a Torrential Tribute. That would be so dirty. Because when he summons the tour guide and he triggers the effect, you could Maxi him. And then when he gets the graph, assuming he gets graph and not like Scarm, you could totally Torrential him. And then if he uses the graph, you just draw more cards. But looks like he's going to Mind Crush that tour guide. And he gets a sneak peek at his hand. And tour guide's pretty much oh no he doesn't. No, I'm lunching. He doesn't, because tour guide's a limited card, so he doesn't technically have to show him his hand. That is the only tour guide that Nesh is allowed to play, and unless Nesh is just a super cheater. So maybe he didn't have the resources to deal with tour guide or the proper tools, but he definitely needs to get a Tellarknight. Like Unu or Deneb would be preferable. Everything else, not so much. Like, you don't want Altair right here. Like, you want Unu and you want Deneb. I would say you actually want to just draw the Deneb, because the fact that Nesh he's leaving a card in his hand, like, I don't know what to make of that. I don't know if that's a random BA or if he needs to leave a card in his hand for Mind Crush. Like, I feel like it's one of those, but I don't know which one right now. Activates Pot of Duality, so that Mind Crush is definitely live if he has it. And I'm thinking Dratwa is looking for one of those two. He obviously wants Deneb, but I think he'll settle for an Unu or a card that will kill Mathematician, like a Mirror Force. Well, there's Deneb. Shadow Mirror seems a little risky right now, just because your opponent doesn't actually have any dark monsters that we know of. Still a good card in general, though. So let's see if he's going to summon that Deneb. Oh, nope. There's that Mind Crush. It was obvious. That was the reason, I guess, Nesh wanted to leave that card in his hand. It wouldn't actually totally shock me if he had 2 Mind Crushes. Just to be honest, even if he had 2 Mind Crushes, it wouldn't completely shock me. Now, Dratwa is thinking, he might be thinking about an MST here. See if maybe you can, like, snipe out a second Mind Crush that your opponent won't be able to use. Okay, I believe he just threw away the Deneb. Yep, it's in the graveyard. So, does he actually have a second Mind Crush? I don't know. I'm getting that feeling like he really has another Mind Crush. And I knew he would do something dumb like that. You just duality, so yeah. As soon as he said something, I knew he was going to do something dumb. Like, okay, I'm going to go to the chat. I'm going to see who notices it. Yeah, duality, because what? I knew he was going to do it, by the way. Like, the fact that he had that large pause, I was like, he has Altair in his hand. And I was like, he's going to try and summon Altair, not realizing he just used duality and he cannot special summon because he's a pro. So yeah, you just dualitied. And Dratma, he scoops because he realized he did an idiotic play. Yeah, the second that he had that long pause, I was like, I think he has Altair in his hand. Duh, you can't special summon, motherfucker. You just use duality. So yeah, that's one of those plays that will literally just cost you a duel. All he had to do is just patiently wait, take another 1500 on the chin. Next turn, you summon your Altier, you win, you spend the mathematician with Castell, you get another Altier, you win the game basically. So that was a player just getting way too anxious. And again, the second that he said something, I knew it. I was like, why would he ask his opponent if he had something unless he wanted to special summon? I was like, he either had Soul Charge in his hand, Call of the Haunted, or Altier. And I thought Soul Charge being limited, I haven't seen him play it yet. So I was like, he's either going to try and Call of the Haunted, or he's going to summon Altier, and he's going to try and trigger the effect, not knowing that he just used Duality. So you see Dratwa pretty much punt away game 2 for no reason at all. A game that he could have possibly won during his next turn. I think it's kind of interesting we haven't seen Maxis out of either player. I mean, that duel went about 3 turns in. Not to see any Maxis, kind of funny. I figure it's a good day to do some DN duel commentaries. Neither the Capitals nor the Wizards are playing tonight. So, wait a minute. No, the Wizards are playing tonight. Okay, yeah. We got to make sure we watch that game. I know the Caps aren't playing. We played last night. All right, we're going into game 3, the final game. Nesh taking forever to side deck. But you know what? I like that we saw light mirrors. So we basically saw both mirrors, light and dark. And I feel pretty confident in saying Dratwa does not play Star Seraphs. So he's opting to go first. If Tellers hit Deneb, then they open with 6 cards anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. Opens with Unu. Yeah, I still like Soul Charge and Satellarknights. I like it even more in Star Seraph Tellers because you can just exceed and just go so ham, man, in the Star Seraphs. Like, you just don't care about like how reckless you're gonna be offensively. So he opens with Mathematician. This is a card you hate when your opponent opens with. Looks like he's gonna let him run it. And I would have to think that the cards in hand are either hand traps or he just drew too many monsters, because you'd never summon Unu if you had Deneb. If he had Vega, he would have summoned it. If he has Altier, obviously he can't use it. So maybe he has like double Altier in his hand. That'd be a really bad scenario. He dropped Cerberus. That's actually a really solid opening play. I say that because he needs a way to play around Diamond. Like, you can't just rely on having on having Dark Hole and Regeki. Like, he needs a reliable way of getting around Diamond, and if he can do it in his first turn, then he's in pretty good shape. Blowing up the other Satellarknights doesn't do anything, but blowing up Diamond, like, that can fucking save you from like losing the duel. Now, I don't think Dratwa is gonna feel too bad if he loses his Unu. Okay. Looks like he's not going after Unu. He's going after the back row. That's an MST. Mathematician is dead. I thought he might go after Unu. I guess not. It's kind of funny that he just gave up the Cerberus so quickly. Diamond is completely back online now. You see him special summon Skarm? Nobody runs Maxi. Alright, everything has to be done by special summoning now. Makes Book of Moon so good once again. Oh, just one? Okay. So he's just gonna set 4. Now that MST is probably very important. I have Crush Card. We'll have to see about that. I mean, if he has Crush Card, he'll be in great shape. It'll kill the Unu, possibly kill a card in hand. It would not shock me if he already had Altier. I think he does have Altier in his hand. Because if he had Vega or Deneb, he would have summoned those instead of Unu. But for him to leave that many cards in his hand, it's weird. activates Night Beam, targeting the second card, Light Mirror. Okay, so now he can chain the second card. And he did have Crush card. I guess he wasn't lying. And that is a wrap. Wow. Crush card way too good. Mind Crush and another Shadow Imprisoning Mirror with Tour Guide in hand. Wow, that was way too good. So you see Dratwa not only start out with a bad hand, but pretty much give up game 2. Like, wasn't a very good play. And he ends up getting punished for it. Also, maybe, I don't know. I personally don't fear Burning Abyss, so I wouldn't have went first, but you see that he had double Light Mirror for if you would have went second. But then again, he may not have drawn both of those Light Mirror. But Satellarknights definitely get their ass handed to them in that duel. Thank you guys for watching as always.